When someone stands at the peak of their career earning millions of dollars a year, yet chooses to keep nothing for themselves and donate their entire salary to a distant, war-torn land of ruins, is this madness, or another form of coming home? On that morning in 2022, he made a decision that shocked all professional sports in America. He would fund and build a modern hospital in his hometown of Congo. A final farewell to his father, who passed away due to extremely poor local medical conditions. On NBA courts, his name stands for tough blocks and dominant rebounds, yet across Africa, it means a chance to survive. Tonight, accompanied by the gentle glow of the fire and this quiet story, let us walk through the journey of his entire life. In the world of sports, many fight for glory, while he walks like a spiritual pilgrim, searching for peace of soul amid fame and luxury. His life is a profound, heartfelt epic, beginning with loneliness shrouded in war, passing through wandering across distant oceans, and ending with the most powerful echo of life and kindness. His eyes, always honest and resolute, never lost their light even in the darkest moments, shaped by the compassion only those who have witnessed life and death can hold. Close your eyes now, and feel the soul who built a beacon of hope and kindness upon broken land. His story began on the dusty streets of Kinshasa, Congo. His childhood held little color, only endless hunger and constant unrest. He grew up to the sound of gunfire, running barefoot through hardship, with nothing but a worn ball stuffed with rags as his only toy. He learned early how fragile life could be, and that dignity was an unattainable luxury across the African continent. At the age of 16, marked by his extraordinary height, he was discovered by a scout in a small gym overseas. Starting his long journey across oceans, unable to speak English back then, he was like a rough diamond unearthed from the mines, thrown into European professional basketball. He fought not only against strong opponents, but also against the deep fear of being abandoned and forgotten. He lived in simple, leaking shelters, sending every dollar he saved back to his family far away, tempering himself into an unbreakable defensive wall through lonely years. Years of quiet growth taught him to endure hardship in foreign lands, patiently waiting for the moment that would rewrite his story and change his family's fate forever. Selected in the first round, 7th overall in the 2011 draft, the young Congolese boy stepped out of hardship and into the spotlight of the world. Yet the glamour of the NBA never blinded him for a single moment. Instead, he carried an uncommon sense of restraint and humility. Playing in Charlotte and Toronto, he became one of the league's most modest players. Living simply and staying quiet within crowded locker rooms. He never demanded offensive opportunities, pouring all his energy into defense, with every block a silent rejection of his impoverished past. During the 2016 playoffs against a championship contender, he recorded an astonishing 26 rebounds, stunning the entire league and leaving the world wondering how much strength this quiet African giant truly held. But at the height of his breakthrough, fate brought heavy sorrow. His father, the man who had always supported his journey, fell severely ill back in Congo, due to inadequate local medical care. A life that could have been saved slowly faded away in suffering. He fell into deep sorrow and guilt, blessed with wealth enough to change countless lives, yet powerless to save the person who meant everything to him. This overwhelming grief washed away his desire for material gain, awakening a profound truth: a meaningless career could never heal the scars of his homeland. If fame shaped his journey, then his choice to donate his entire annual salary in 2022 became the greatest redemption of his life. Signing with a new team that year on a contract worth nearly $1.4 million, he announced immediately that he would give away every cent. He planned to build a modern comprehensive hospital in Congo named after his father, ensuring no more families would suffer and lose loved ones due to insufficient medical resources. Such pure devotion stood rare and inspiring inside a profit-driven professional league. He personally oversaw every detail of the hospital's construction, traveling back to his homeland during off-seasons to supervise projects through harsh heat and difficult conditions. Beyond his salary, he donated all endorsement income, funding dozens of schools and providing free education and support for tens of thousands of orphan children. Like a traveler who had wandered the world, he sacrificed his own comfort to build shelter and hope for his people. To others, his sacrifice seemed unimaginable. To him, it was the natural responsibility of an eldest son who never forgot his roots. He remained a fierce and dedicated player, competing fiercely for every rebound, fighting to grasp even the smallest chance to save vulnerable lives far away. And so the new hospital rose quietly on African soil, rooted in kindness, compassion, and endless love. To this day, he continues his professional journey across the league, yet his eyes carry a newfound peace and understanding of life. And no longer concerned with playing time or contract value, he shares updates about his homeland's progress rather than luxury and wealth inside the locker room. He embraces his role as a hard-working defensive player, passing down the resilient, humble wisdom of African culture to privileged young athletes. He finally understood that every hardship, every lonely night, and every painful loss had prepared him to carry such gentle, unshakable kindness. He is no longer simply a star admired by millions, but a humble human being who turns broken land into a home of hope. In interviews, he spoke softly. "I came into this world with nothing, and I will leave with nothing, but I wish to leave behind beating hearts and save lives." In that moment, he transcended wealth, status, and borders, becoming a true guardian and protector of the African people. He proved that a gentle, resilient soul born in darkness can always reach the purest form of peace and fulfillment. In the final chapter of his story, we see him surrounded by laughing children in a small Congolese village, open-hearted and full of joy, still quiet and soft-spoken, still deeply devoted to the memory of his father. He remains grounded and sincere at heart. Looking back on his life, his journey tells the profound story of growing from a survivor of hardship into a giver of unconditional love. He once wondered if a simple life in poverty might have brought easier happiness, yet the sound of new life and hope born from his kindness answered his question. Responsibility and love are the warmest meaning of life. He lives for the frightened child he once was, and fights for every person struggling to protect their family through suffering. The unanswered question from the beginning has been gently answered through his sacrifices. Wealth is not the destination, but the path to love, kindness, and healing. His life is a powerful, restrained, and warm story, forged through stormy beginnings and settling into peaceful tranquility. The wind outside is calmed, and distant stars shine bright, like the countless lights now glowing across his healed homeland. Drift quietly into rest within this soft story, and fall into deep, peaceful sleep. May you carry his compassion in your heart, unafraid of poverty, hardship, and desolation. Good night, in this quiet, hopeful night.